feel free to shoot the questions to our chat, and our colleagues will shoot it to us, and we will definitely do our best to answer it like we should. So, Rok, you want to say anything for yourself?
Yeah,
You're also thrilled, I think.
yeah, it's my first time, so yeah, I'm glad to have Sandy around because we've been working on technical side for a couple of years now, and he's always been a good partner. So let's start.
And don't think that the wall between is because we don't get along, but this is because of the situation we are in currently. Yeah, we thought that it would be black, but now we see each other. So,
Yeah.
so okay, we can. I think the best way that we move to the first question, and I think I will be the one that can at least start answering it. The question is, any rack-specific workstation pre-builds planned? I would say, yeah, we started with, of course, desktop solutions, which was first goal, but now we are really in 2021 we will attack the server business, server thing. So this is the next thing that will start parallel within parallel to the Fluid Workstations system. So that's the definitely it will come in 2020. Also server things. It's a lot of inquiries from that aspect, especially now when we've been seeing that we are able to do real good, real professional things when FluidWorks has been launched. So that's, I think, and I think Rook, you already did a lot of things on the server as well till now.
Yeah, sure. The main problem at server workstation is the heat density. Nowadays, as we know, the GPUs and the CPUs are really hot, and all the hardware is really densely placed inside the rack. So finding the proper way how to extract all that heat, we have it almost covered, but I cannot say more. But it's in design phase, in R&D phase, so just stay put and wait. We'll show you something soon.
So I would just add, I would just like to point out that, let's say, all the questions that we'll not be able to answer today, if either they are not connected directly with the enterprise business unit, definitely these questions will be answered during next 2 days when our colleagues from different business units will attend, and we'll be able to really do a professional, real answer to you. So I will be keeping some of them, but they will be answered in the days. So just to let you know, don't be. So yeah, maybe I will just talk. Let's say talking about the workstations. Can we do a little bit more about the FluidWorks workstations? Can we tell a little bit more about workstation portfolio? So as you are able to see the also on the ekfluidworks.com, I will just say a few things. We have two series. We have a Studio series and Compute series. For a Studio series because it's meant for engineers, for digital content creators, and if you happen to be a deep learner or a researcher, really the Compute series is the one to go for. And I can tell you that, let's say we go from really on the Studio series with 2 GPUs inside, with Ryzen CPU inside, and of course when we go to the 5000 series, either S or X, that means Studio or Compute series, we switch to Threadripper. But when you go to directly, the difference between the Studio and Compute is that we are offering the Compute system professional GPUs, and just going higher. Our top tier one, the X5000 machine, you can see it behind us. It's the one that when we go from 2 GPUs up to 7 GPUs, and this is really a server-grade server performance brought to your desktop or desk site. So regarding the current configurations, we will follow with all the new GPUs that will arrive, new architecture that's coming from NVIDIA, also on the professional series graphic cards, as well as new that are coming from AMD will also be introduced into the workstations. So that's from the let's say roughly around the fluid works, but really stay tuned and watch the video. I'm explaining, there are 2 videos explaining all the details, especially the readability, which is totally something that nobody's offering on fully liquid cooled system. And the one, and then for the fluid works, really look at ekfluidworks.com, where you have everything explained. You can configure your system, and so it's really straightforward. So let's move. I think this Rob will be, I would say, I will add to that. So Rob, is water cooling in the enterprise space starting to be seen as viable and reliable as air cooling?
Yeah, for sure. You know that air cooling is not really as efficient as it can be. We know the benefits of liquid cooling. So yeah, in enterprise, for sure, we're getting a lot of requests on daily basis with our customers. We plan total, or let's say full custom loops from scratch, custom made everything. So we are really focusing on reaching towards automotive grade components, focusing really on reliability and let's say through whole lifespan, which can be many years, and in, let's say, from -40 degrees to +70. So those challenges are really big, but for now we find it really quite easy to handle, because we've chosen the right partners which can provide components which are suitable for such applications.
So Rook, just going further with that, there's a question about the automotive grade components. You have seen the automotive grade blocks that we are introducing different manufacturing technologies, because we know that's something that's meant for the steady state on the desktop will definitely not work in a car. And basically we parallelly develop the automotive grade water block with different technologies. We have laser welding, brazing. We are now also searching for others, so we can introduce based on the requirements, let's say, or the application itself, based on the shape, based on the MOQ. We can apply different technologies to the block, to the product itself. So just for you about the automotive grade and automotive grade components, if you compare performance-wise towards the let's say compare desktop, or I would say our custom loop product with automotive grade product, what's the difference? Is there any difference in performance?
No, there are no differences in performance. The fact is that we get, for automotive grade components, we get inquiries from customers, and we design a solution, the whole liquid cooling solution. So that also means we collect their demands, we collect all the, let's say, heat loads of each individual component, and then we make a tailored solution for them, so that we have a balanced liquid cooling loop, so that the pump is not too weak, so that if we look at the power consumption also, that's also a big factor for us. So basically that's a totally different focus at automotive grade components, if you look at the comparing to the custom loop. So yeah, but if we want, we can reach the same performance or maybe even better.
There's one additional thing. Thanks, Rock. One additional thing is also depends on the customer. Usually provides us the smallest particles that are circulating within the loop, because we know that the loop in the car is not that clean than in the loop we have in the computer. So based on that, then we optimize the fin density, so the block itself will not work as a filter of the system. So one thing that Rock already mentioned, and I want just to point it out, we are Enterprise Business Unit is really tailoring products to your needs, to customer needs. So if you encounter any challenge in cooling, and you don't find anything cannot find anything off the shelf, really reach out to us through the online application forum or on ekcooling-solution.com, or you can also go through our support. They will guide it to us. It's not a problem. just reach out to us. Don't be afraid of anything. We will definitely support you, and if definitely tell what is the best solution for you, and we can tailor the solution for you. So don't worry taking something off the shelf. Reach out to us. So that I think is really important that you know. So let's okay, maybe Rock. Okay, going back to the workstations. There are quick disconnects on workstations.
Yes, they are.
And these are, it's seen that of course, there are plastic ones. Can you say a little bit more about the manufacturer, maybe what the benefit of these quick disconnects?
Yeah, sure. So when we planned on buying QDCs, there was first, why don't we make it ourselves? But then we said we are not expert in that field. So then we reached out to CPC, which has been already been our partner with at some other quick disconnects. Some of you guys know it for sure. And they presented us with this plastic composite material QDCs. They were completely new, and they offered to develop it, let's say, just for us, or let's say make custom QDC for us, at least some threaded specific or something like that. So there was a lot of hassle. Why plastic? What's that? That's cheap. But at CPC they said that this plastic is well thought of. This engineering plastic is can withstand maybe even higher, or let's say more robust parameters than metal ones. Plus they have a chance to be used in aluminum and copper loop, so that they don't cause any corrosion, which was a problem with all the QDCs we formerly had in mind. So during testing, we found out that these, let's say, QDCs are perfect for our application, and really the RMA rate will be close to 0 or 0.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Also, I have just to mention how at the beginning it was really a hassle because we had to fix quick disconnects at the beginning of the design or at a certain stage of the project, and with the one you go for, you have to is the one that will go for the end of life of the product, because it's connected with the upgradability option that we are offering on workstations, and this is basically what our distributor Promatec for CPC and CPC themselves, they came really towards us, so we were able to get parts in hands without let's say even before they are publicly available. So we are really proud of that to have that good relationship with Promatec and with CPC. So talking about upgradability, I just really have to mention, because it's something on the FluidWorks something unique. Really good thing is that you don't have to go. You all know that these components are not cheap. Of course, GPUs are expensive, especially when you go to the professional cards. You don't have to go really all in at the beginning of, for instance, you are searching for the workstation, and either should I buy 2, 3, 4 GPUs or maybe even more. It's really related with connected with a big investment at the beginning. So you can start with 2, and you can add any time you want, or when your business ramps up, or when it's necessary, GPU by GPU. So you will be able to order additional GPU pre-filled, pre-assembled, pre-filled. You will add it to the system as you would be adding the air-cooled GPU, and without any hassle. And you also have a video in the link when we are showing how easy it is to really add additional GPU to the system. So that is really something that we managed to do with liquid cooling, and of course with implementation of QDC to the system.
Yeah.
Of course, and developing the complete system that it's.
Yeah. So they just notified us that ask questions. We are finally on the middle of our let's say Q&A live show, so please ask questions if you want. We're here to answer. So
yeah, really, we are here for you. So we are here for you and only for you. So ask us anything needed. Like I said, there are certain questions coming in that my colleagues in the next days will be answering without any problems. These are saved, so they will be posted in the next days to the guys, relevant guys, so they will be able to answer it. So anything related to the enterprise, please shoot it, or we will definitely answer it too. There is one thing that we have, flat PC. You have seen it in the video, and it's our maybe Rook, can you say a little bit about flat PC, or our so-called flat PC? This is work in progress name, so what's the status of it and the intention, and so do you know maybe a little bit about the launch date?
Yeah, sure. I can tell you a lot. So many customers, especially software engineers from autonomous vehicle, let's say making companies, asked us, we need something to fit under our seats, some computer to fit under our seats, and which is able to plug in to existing liquid cooling loop, or maybe if you want to have it in the trunk, we can put it there. So that was our baseline for design. So make a compact computer, let's say really rugged, and which can withstand different vibration profiles. So that was our baseline for starting of design. So we ended up with two GPU system with EPIC CPU. We used, let's say, if we take the motherboard, we used a server grade motherboard. So we focused on reliability and sturdiness. So we plan to launch it in somewhere in middle of Q2 this year. But our main goal is, if we get customer that wants it, we can customize it. Customize it in a matter of changing the hardware, and also, let's say, it has quick disconnects. It has the same quick disconnects as on the Fluid Works lineup. So he was also focused on reliability. So I think software engineers are eagerly waiting for us to launch it. So
yeah, basically what we did now is the one that you have seen on the video, and you are able also to check in our 360 studio, or 360 virtual studio. So you can check some more details. And the main thing is that this is the first one that's really made from, I would say, serious process. So it's we are in the finalizing its testing. It's being tested now, so it's really showing good results. And also the internals are made in a way that we are that will withstand the vibrations. So it's a floating core inside. So nothing is basically touching or bumping into anything. So it's made, I would say, according to the standard for the in-car electronics. So whatever the car audio, car radio, or all the system, everything in the car is has to withstand this computer will also, and a little bit more. Talking about QDC, we went with QDC. So in order to, we didn't put the heat exchanging unit into the system, because then we'll limit ourselves the orientation because of the pump. So we separated that, and to allow customers to either connect it to already existing, I would say, in-car cooling when we are talking about electric vehicles, or you can connect to we have also external, you have also seen it on the video, we have an external heat exchanging unit that you can connect it to it. So it's I would say it's completely autonomous.
And all the materials are chosen to be compatible with cooling fluids, let's say, in different material, except you cannot mix copper and aluminium, but in automotive they mostly use aluminium when we are talking about liquid cooling loops.
And just one thing before I continue, I said it at the beginning that we'll have some surprises for you. So our guys will now be posting the coupon codes on the screens. So stay tuned. So there will be everything written. So please look at the screen. I think I don't see it, so it should be there already. So yeah, we have, I would say, a few more questions, and then we will slowly wrap up.
Yeah.
I will just going back to flat PC. we will just about the input output. So if anybody is interested, reach out to us. Of course, we'll be providing all the details that you want. And just input outputs. We didn't put any input outputs in, but we have the 2 times 10 gig Ethernet connections, so you can communicate with the any kind of input output unit that you need. So that was we didn't want to limit, because anything that you put inside somebody will not need, or there is too less. So we said it's the Ethernet speed that's count, and we went that way.
Yeah, Sandy, I think this question's for you.
Yeah, please. I'd like to talk.
How many GPUs did we fit in one single workstation? That was a question from our users.
Workstation, we're talking about Fluid Works?
Yeah, Fluid Works.
Okay. Yeah, on Fluid Works, we are currently able to go up to 7 on our compute series. That's X7000. So like I said, you can go with from 2 to up to 7 on the AMD system. On Intel, we limited to 5. Due to PCIe lanes availability from the CPU. We have dual Xeon scalable CPUs inside, so on Intel we are going up to 5, but on AMD EPYC system we go up to 7.
Yeah, off the record, we had 7 plus 1, which was used for GUI.
So, yeah. So basically you can have 7 completely compute cards. So we have also the display port on the motherboard, so we have GUIs on the motherboard, so this machine can work fully utilize 7 GPUs. Tested and really working. I must say that Rogue, before he joined the enterprise BU operations, he took over the operations. He was the one developing for more than a year and a half.
Yeah.
The Fluid Works system. So yeah, the liquid cooling system is really working perfectly in balance. So that's really something. So okay, let's move to the last question, then we wrap up. Okay, that's I think I can answer. So on which markets will the workstation be available? So we are starting from US. We are currently we are launching everything in US. But we are supporting and we are investigating. You can of course also get things on the other parts of the world, also in Europe. So we are now focusing on the research to build a production location also in Europe. Of course, because there you can ship, but it costs a lot. So but we can support anybody. Just reach out to us. We can make it happen that we bring the machine to you if you want it. So I can just tell you about the workstation. Currently, we are manufacturing assembling our at our partner Xenowolf in LA, but we will be moving it to our headquarters in the production headquarters in San Antonio, Texas. So it's made in USA. Liquid cooling from Slovenia. And then everything is assembled and tested and brought to life in US.
Okay, so now guys are telling us we are going towards the end of this session. So we must let you know that because of awesome response we got, please stay tuned and search for another coupon code. So maybe Sandy, you can say goodbye since you started the session.
Okay, but you really interrupted me now. I just started to talk. I began to warm.
I said we need black screen.
It's okay. You're lucky that we have screen between. So yeah, guys, really, it was a pleasure being with you. It was a pleasure, basically being on an opening a little bit. I can say no pressure. Being the first one, I would say on live Q&A here. But it was a pleasure. So anything you forgot to ask, or you maybe in the next days come up or the question will occur, just shoot the question to us. We will be more than glad to answer you. So really, thanks for being with us. Stay tuned for the next days and stay safe, of course. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.